Have you ever looked up at the stars and felt small? Not in a bad way, but in a way that made you stop and wonder, what if the universe is trying to tell me something? What if the chaos of a supernova, the silence of space, the dance of galaxies, aren't just cold scientific facts, but messages in cosmic bottles? We're surrounded by mysteries older than time, and maybe, just maybe, they reflect the lessons we need most. What does a black hole teach us about letting go? Why do dying stars remind us of rebirth? What can the infinite silence tell us about finding peace? This isn't about science versus spirituality. It's about tuning in. Because while we scroll, chase, stress, compare, the cosmos keeps whispering, slow down, there's more. It doesn't scream. It doesn't beg for your attention. It simply exists, brilliantly, endlessly, hoping you'll notice. So in the next few minutes, we're going to connect the dots, literally, and uncover how space reveals the most human truths of all. Are you ready to listen? Cosmic chaos and personal struggles. The most powerful explosions in the universe are beautiful. A supernova, the death of a star, releases more energy in a single moment than our sun will in its entire lifetime. To the untrained eye, it's destruction. But to the cosmos, it's rebirth. From that chaos, elements like iron, gold, and oxygen are born. The very ingredients of life. You, yes you, are made from the ashes of a dying star. So when your life feels like it's collapsing, when everything familiar is falling apart, maybe you're not breaking. Maybe you're transforming into something stronger, brighter, and more essential. The same goes for black holes, these terrifying voids that swallow everything in their path, even light. But here's the twist. They don't just destroy, they bend space, reshape time, and possibly, just possibly, open doors to other realities. Sounds like heartbreak, doesn't it? You think it's the end, but it changes you in ways you never imagined. It slows time. It stretches your soul. It forces you to confront the silence, and that's where growth begins. Cosmic collisions? Galaxies smashing into each other sounds violent, and it is. But those collisions spark the birth of new stars, new systems, and new possibilities. New beginnings born from what looked like total ruin. Even planets are sculpted by impact. Cracks become landscapes. Wounds turn into valleys that hold water, life, and beauty. Nothing is wasted, not even your pain. So maybe the next time your world falls apart, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this making possible? You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece, still under construction. The universe didn't stop forming after one explosion, and neither will you. You are a storm made of stars, the quiet between cosmic booms. The same fire that fuels galaxies flows through your soul. From chaos comes clarity. From endings, new energy. From deep, dark voids come stars. You are cosmic resilience in human form. The universe breaks things to build brilliance. Stillness of space and inner peace. What's the loudest sound you've never heard? In space, silence isn't just the absence of noise. It's a presence, a vast, echoless stillness stretching across billions of light years. No notifications, no voices, no static, just silence. But in that silence, stars are born, planets orbit, entire galaxies drift together in perfect rhythm, without ever saying a word. It's like the universe is reminding us, you don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to fill every moment to be meaningful, because peace doesn't mean emptiness. It means presence. It means being so still that you can finally hear yourself, your thoughts, your heartbeats, your truths. We spend so much time escaping ourselves, scrolling, rushing, drowning in noise. But the cosmos invites us to return, to breathe, to notice, to remember what silence sounds like. Astronauts talk about the overview effect, a sudden shift in awareness when you see Earth from space. Tiny, fragile, floating alone in a sea of black. It's humbling, it's healing, it's real. But you don't have to leave the planet to feel that. You just have to pause. Step outside one night. Look up. Let the silence wash over you like stardust. Let the stillness hold you. Not as a stranger, but as something that's always been inside you. Stillness isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's where stars learn to shine, where galaxies find their shape, where your soul finds its voice. And maybe, just maybe, in that quiet space between all the noise, you'll remember who you really are. The universe is quiet, but it's never silent. Its silence is not empty. It's full of answers, full of guidance, full of peace, and full of you. The scale of the universe and perspective. When you realize how big the universe is, everything changes. Light from the farthest galaxy we've seen has traveled over 13 billion years just to reach your eyes. That means you're not just looking into space, you're looking back in time. And in all that vastness, Earth is a pale blue dot, a pixel in infinity. You've probably heard that before, but here's the part most people miss. Yes, it makes us small, but it also makes us free. Because when you zoom out far enough, that mistake you made, that awkward moment, that thing you're afraid everyone's judging you for, it disappears. Perspective is powerful, and space gives us the ultimate one. It reminds us that we don't have to carry everything. Not every fear deserves your attention. Not every setback is the end. Some things only feel big because we're standing too close. Step back, zoom out, see yourself, not as someone drowning in problems, but as someone dancing on a planet that orbits a star in a galaxy that spins through the cosmos like a thread of light. Suddenly, there's room to breathe. Suddenly, what you thought was everything isn't. And that's not depressing. That's liberating. Because if the universe is that big, your story still matters. Not because it's huge, but because it's yours. A unique vibration in a cosmic song, a ripple in space-time that only you can create. So maybe the point isn't to conquer the world. Maybe it's to understand your place in it. To know that while you are small, you are not insignificant. You are stardust with awareness. And that perspective might be the most powerful thing you've ever owned. Patterns in the stars and purpose in life. Have you ever wondered why we see shapes in the stars? Thousands of years ago, humans looked up and drew lines between the dots, forming bears, warriors, hunters, gods. They found stories in the sky. But maybe they weren't just looking for constellations. Maybe they were looking for connection, for signs, for purpose. And here's the wild part. Those patterns still speak to us. The universe is built on patterns. From the spirals of galaxies to the golden ratio in sunflowers to the rhythm of your breath. It's all math, yes, but it's also meaning. We are woven into that fabric. Not randomly, but rhythmically. Not chaotically, but cosmically. So when life feels messy, chaotic, or meaningless, remember this. Stars don't randomly explode. Galaxies don't just drift. Everything follows a rhythm, a pattern, a deeper structure that echoes in you. And maybe your story does too. You might not see the full picture yet, but the lines are forming, the dots are connecting, and when you step back far enough, just like with the stars, a constellation appears. Maybe purpose isn't something we find. Maybe it's something we reveal once we recognize the pattern we're already part of. Are you listening? Final 200 words. The universe has been speaking to us since the beginning, through stars, through silence, through structure, through scale. It doesn't use words, it uses wonder. It teaches us with black holes and stillness, with explosions and patterns, with vastness and vibration. And if you've made it this far, maybe you've heard it too. Maybe you've felt the pull of something bigger. Not just out there, but in here, in your gut, in your questions, in your longing to matter. That longing, it's not weakness. It's the signal, a whisper calling you back to yourself, not to become a star, but to remember you already are. You don't need a telescope to tune in. You just need stillness, curiosity, and the courage to ask better questions. Like, what is this moment trying to teach me? What if this pain has purpose? What if the chaos is part of the choreography? The universe doesn't shout. It whispers. It waits. It hopes you'll listen. And now that you've heard it, what will you do? Will you keep scrolling? Or will you start listening? If this message spoke to you, share it and subscribe to hear more from the stars.